Happy Thanksgiving week. Happy Thanksgiving. Whenever you're listening to this, happy Thanksgiving week. What a program we have today. Would like to start all of this.
Fact. Look at you spending your Thanksgiving with us, bro. That
means a lot to us. If you're golfing today
fire.
or when you're listening to this, have a good round. One of the final rounds of the season for our golfers out there.
Facts.
Welcome into All Day Bets. Alex Jacobs, Manny, Ruffin. Fun stuff to get into today. But before we get into the regular scheduled programming of what we have on the slate today, I do want to say this. Boomer!
Yes, sir.
Sooner!
Yes, sir.
Boomer!
Tell him.
Sooner!
Tell him.
I was on Alabama, but this man was not, and he called
Outright.
it outright. So
Outright.
the update for everybody
Yes,
is this. There was Mr. Oklahoma right there.
Yes, sir.
I was on the other side, but at least one
Shit
of us
happens.
got the game right.
You know what I'm saying?
What a fucking game.
I like that you said that because there's a lot of motherfuckers out here that don't have the mentality that it's us versus the books. A lot of people have the mentality that it's us versus us. I'm talking to you motherfuckers in the comment section, bro. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of times where my friends take bets that I don't approve of. I just wish them luck. You know what I mean? Just good luck, bro. I hope some way, somehow we all cash. A lot of you guys in the text section, I know you probably lost your money on that. Listen, just keep listening. We give y'all winning plays every week. This motherfucker gave you a free fucking Giants winner. If you would have took that with the Bucks, we give y'all shit every week. I mean,
Notre
just tap
Dame,
in, bro.
by
We
the
got
way,
something. Bro,
as well.
We slam quick picks every fucking week, bro. So, I mean, just tap in with us, bro. We be giving y'all some shit. But let's get into the show, bro.
Yeah, I am for our audio listeners out there and YouTube guys, if you are on YouTube, make sure to drop a like, comment. Do not forget to hit that subscribe button. Our audio listeners out there too, I am in a Knicks hoodie today.
Knicks
so,
tape, outright.
Knicks tape.
Outright. Fucking
Knicks,
Joker.
I mean,
fucking Joker.
seriously, man, this team is
Come on.
crazily putting up a shitload of points, and it's so fun to watch.
OG Anunoby is scoring 40 points in the basketball
40
game.
points. You got Cat with 30 and 15.
He's hooping.
30 and 15.
He's hooping.
JB with 17 assists.
I think so. Something about Cat that I'm watching. So the Knicks are doing extremely well offensively this year. There's actually something that you guys are struggling with, is defensive efficiency. A lot of people are blaming that on Cat. But one thing I'll say about Cat, because people have this whole Cat soft and da-da-da. Watching Cat with the Knicks and with the Timberwolves, I know defensively in the paint he's not been the best, but there's a big stigma about Cat that he's soft. Watching Cat play with the Knicks, I can't say that. Even before, I think when he has he's zesty and the voice changing and shit like that. If we want to throw it back, bro, this motherfucker's getting in choke slamming matches with Joel Embiid when they're both 25. There's a certain I don't like the Knicks, you know what I mean? There's a rivalry there, whatever. But I do like y'all team, and I kind of would be down to see a stigma on Cat get changed, because I've heard in a couple of interviews about people say Cat's kind of there's been 2 interviews I've heard. People have been being around Cat, Cat a real nigga. And I'm like, all right, I like that. Let's change the stigma on Big Cat. You know what I'm saying?
I was just cracking up before I get into the next point there. I was just cracking up because the way that those two sentences lined up, it was talking about Cat being zesty, and then you're like, if you want to throw it back.
Yeah, chill. Yeah, no Diddy. Definitely no Diddy.
I couldn't hold
got
it
you,
for a
Cat.
second.
Just know if you tuned in, bro, I got you.
I want to say this, though. So, in your opinion, who won the trade? The Knicks or the Wolves here? Because you got Randall and Dante. Dante's already thinking about he wants to get his ass out of there. And the reason why Dante wants out is the same reason he wanted out with the Knicks. Are we not surprised at that? He doesn't want to be a bench guy. He wants to be a guy on the floor for the majority of the game. And, he knew that when he was coming to the Knicks, and he was okay with that because he's playing with his boys. And I do look back further, and you see some rumors once he got traded that was I don't necessarily know if he was as bought into this whole Nova Knicks thing that the media portrayed.
Yeah.
And then truthfully, if you look and I think he's never gonna come out and say that. But
I watched the Young Man in the 3 interview he was on with Duncan Robinson and Tommy Alter, and he actually he didn't say it, but you could tell he's definitely way more he has a kid, a wife. He was really upset about having his family having to move across the country, and then his first game with the Timberwolves, or his first road trip, was the first game of the season. So he literally moved his parents, his family, his daughter, his wife out, and then he was like, "Hey guys, welcome to the crib. I got to go on the road because we have a road trip to start the season." I think it's funny because the more and more you start listening to these guys talk, it's we were all caught up on the Nova thing, roommates back together and shit. They were all gonna be cool, be brothers regardless if they play basketball or not. A lot of these guys want to make a good living, have a role they appreciate and feel appreciated in, and making good money, take care of their family. the more and more I listen to Dante DiVincenzo, he's definitely more bought into that. And I feel like when he's not in a role, like he talks about when he was on the Bucks, like he was a big role over there, getting paid pretty well. He got hurt, went to the Warriors, kind of revived his career, but he still kind of feels disrespected. I feel like, so I gotta agree. And then also, you see the clip of Julius Randle when he was doing the ISO when Rudy Gobert was posting up a mismatch. And so yeah, like y'all probably win the trade, bro. Like yeah, I mean you can definitely kick your tip.
And I will say I was upset at the beginning of it because there's nobody more deserving of Nick's success than
Julius Randle.
Because he was there from the beginning.
Like no cap.
So I mean that was a big thing there too. But it's fun to watch as a New York sports fan. Giants are going downhill. You have the Rangers in another struggle bus second year in a row. Kreider on the trade block possibly. Trouba on the trade block possibly. So like a bunch of kinks there, but at least you have the Knicks to fall back on that are just putting up a massive amount of points. OG's doing his thing. McBride off the bench, coming back from his little small injury.
He's a fucking hooper.
Yeah, like this is it's a good time to at least focus on the winter sports ahead. I know for the Philly fans.
Mitch Cobb saving the fucking city, baby.
Dude, I texted some people today. We were thinking about going to the Black Friday game, which is Rangers visiting Philly at Wells Fargo Center. And we're not going to go anymore. We're just going to go to a bar because I'm too scared to go at this point because I think Flyers money line might be the best bet. Just because they're struggling right now. So, but yeah, so we got. Can you read this tweet? I know where you are. Yeah.
So we have to. So, whoa, Vicky. If anyone's like, I'm not really too familiar with her, but I think that she's like a.
I never heard of her at all, but
very,
I saw
like,
the tweet.
Basically,
obviously.
I guess a very attractive athlete, and type of chick tweeted, "I'm a white Christian single woman who's looking for a successful black athlete. Football or basketball is fine with me." That's fucked up. Like, you know what I mean? What do you mean basketball's fine with me? Whatever. Let's have children and be loyal and get married. Any takers? The next tweet said, "Hey, that post worked. All the athletes in my DMs right now." So who do you think I think like even like I'll take retirees. Like AB's in there, bro. I know AB was one of the first fucking five. Like he hit up his admin, was like, "Bro, just DM me real quick for me." I know Zion definitely hit her up, bro.
Stephon Diggs.
Stephon Diggs is a great name. I like some people I don't know. Like they were going too deep, but I don't know the relationship status. But I know like Andre Drummond had a history with some porn stars. That's my guy, though. Remember the girl was talking about the Suns roster before in the bubble? Someone on the Suns is a freak. Dude, I think it might be Book might be the freak ass motherfucker on the Suns.
What's her name? Isn't it Brittany something?
Renner?
Yes.
She was fucking with a couple of like definitely people like that in there, bro. I definitely want Zion definitely sent a text message out. Zion, AB, Stephon Diggs, someone on the Suns that was on that Suns team. A book, you might be cool because you're a little professional now, but I don't know,
Yo, can I drop a sneaky little Kyle Kuzma in there?
Ooh, I like it. I could fuck with that. Ooh, I could fuck with that.
Wasn't he on the podcast when we had the conversation? Wasn't he on the podcast
Michael
with...
Porter Jr. is doing podcasts with porn stars as well.
That's okay. That's the name. That's it.
That's
I thought it was Kuzma for a second. Yeah,
all right, she definitely has some traffic going on. Good for you, Vicky. Hopefully you got good business going on.
Hey.
It's good business right there. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
I guess, man.
Asking you shall receive.
Hey, I mean, if there's one way to think about it.
I gotta start asking motherfuckers to hit their parlays for me. Josh Hart.
Yeah,
Don't give a fuck about me, I guess.
The Thanksgiving slate, like, can
yeah,
is it our turn?
Ask and receive.
Is it our turn? Can it be like I was like just manifesting shit into success today by just saying like FanDuel, is it my turn? BR betting, is it my turn?
Oh, absolutely.
For a big ticket where you guys are tweeting about this page and all this kind of stuff. Like, is it finally our turn?
Facts.
People are putting if you saw the Thursday night game, Steelers Browns, there was a guy that had $8. I forget what the payout was, $5,000 or $6,000, something like that. And he had every touchdown score. Like he had Jameis Winston on there, he had Warren on there.
I saw that.
I'm like, dude, who?
I saw
how do
that.
you when I see these tickets, I'm like, how are you guys picking this shit?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, you're fucking cracked though.
And I understand, like, oh yeah, well, it's just maybe it's just like a donation. So I'll put $5 on it, or I'll put $8 on it.
A donation,
but I'm like, how, regardless of the wager amount,
how
are you picking that?
It's a donation, bro.
You picked Jameis Winston to score in a snow game. Yeah. Excuse me?
No, it's a little wild. That ticket I was telling you about that, I put a fucking dollar on it, so it wouldn't like 400. It was fucking Oklahoma money line, fucking Trailblazers money line, and then I had MPJ rebounds and AD to score 30 points in that game on the weekend, and AD had like 16. He's a funny guy.
To our turkey games, we know that the Lions always play, and the Cowboys always play. I have some thoughts on
So can we address the comment section? Because supposedly I was like, I'm out of my mind for saying, or were you out of your mind for saying the Lions are going to handle business on Thanksgiving because they should play well in their stadium on Thanksgiving when they're rolling right now? I don't think that was a crazy statement. You know what I'm saying?
Well, based on the Lions' success on Thanksgiving. It's
Okay, bro.
Not.
Okay, bro. But that's like depressed Lions fans that are just used to seeing their team.
That's what I mean. And I'm like,
and if we can call, I remember Calvin Johnson making me hate being an Eagles fan one Thanksgiving. We lost like 48-6, and he had like 4 touchdowns. Matthew Stafford did his thing. So there's definitely some shit there, bro.
The Detroit Lions are 37-45-2 all time on Thanksgiving Day. 9-game losing streak from 2004 to 2012. The current drought since 2016 has dragged down their overall record. The Cowboys, who follow the Lions, have played the most Thanksgiving Day games other than the Lions, and they are 32-23-1 in their traditional home games.
So it's just like the R-Raised Lions fans that just like, all right, we fucking suck on Thanksgiving because we had not Dan Campbell, fucking Dan Orlovsky out there and shit like that. My fault, Dan. You know what I'm saying?
But like, we're like, are we not seeing the teams that we've had these past seasons?
So that's what I'm saying. If we put context into play, if we know the teams that the Lions have had since I've been alive, bro, we should be fine. We have a good team. We're at home. We're playing Caleb Williams, and then they should have won last week. Or did they win that game? Fucking tripping.
Who, the Lions?
No, the Bears.
Now they lost in overtime.
That's right. Fuck, that was gonna help my case.
So you got 10.5 is the spread, and we know what last week's outcome was for double-digit NFL favorites. You look at the Chiefs. You look at the Commanders.
Yes.
You see 10.5 on Turkey Day in what people are going to be doing a lot of digging into what the Lions do on Thanksgiving, which is not.
I think it's a little bit
necessarily win.
I think it's an overthink.
It's a divisional game, and
at the cribbo. Okay, I do think you should caution though, because the Bears have been playing better. The Bears had lost on a blocked field goal versus the Packers. The Bears lost in fucking OT. That game should never went to OT, by the way, like ever. But They did lose in OT to the Vikings, a formidable opponent. I did call this team scrappy like week 2.
Here, look, just give me the over at 48.5.
You think?
Just give me the over at 48.5.
You think?
These Lions know how to put up points consistently. We got 2
that
games
is true,
of 52.
and the Bears did just put up some points versus Brian Flores and them.
We got 2 games of 52 this season. I know it was against not so great teams.
What's the number on the over/under?
48.5.
Jared Goff got to be doing something out there, right?
You got, I think, Caleb 3 games over 40. You got 2 games of 52.
DeAndre Swift looking better.
We're at home.
Absolutely.
Really, if we can just have the Bears get some guys in the end zone, I think we're fine. It just can't be like the Colts game where it's like
I'm
Lions
just thinking
doing all the
games
scoring.
in the morning, not morning, early afternoon. No, I can
but
see
they're
the,
Central Time, so that's
Central
11 time.
I can see the.
Game for
let's
them.
look at some props. Let's take a look at some props real quick.
Yeah,
let's like find a leg or something for the SGP. We don't have to like finalize it, but just look at some TD. Like these lines are crazy. Like Jahmyr Gibbs is like minus 170 to score, I think, right?
180. So is Montgomery.
Like what is that?
Yeah, both of them 180. Amon-Ra snapped his 6-game touchdown scoring streak last week.
It just feels like he would score on Turkey Day. The way he celebrates and shit, you know what I'm saying? I feel like he has some up his sleeve. You know what I mean?
They're planning. They got to be planning.
Nah, that's what I was like. This could be dumb. Like, y'all could clown me for this,
dude,
please.
Like, what about, like St. Brown and Swift?
No. See, this is where, because Kenny was sharp on the Roshan Johnson. Swift be getting them, because Swift did it with Philly. He be getting you down there and then not getting you in. Like, it's not his fault. He be getting you down there and then he has to tap his head because he did all the fucking dirty work to get you down there. He's tired of shit. Now let Roshan score. It's just a little scary, I feel like.
I just want to look at some receiving props.
Maybe Swift yards could be an angle.
Like, look at that.
A lot of green for Jameson.
J-Dub. What's up?
Yeah, I like that.
So, I want to see what the FanDuel line is, but we got... Just in terms of receiving props for Jameson Williams at 47.5. He's 70%, 7 to 10 in his last 10 games. He's hit this in back-to-back games at 53, 124, and 64. Deep ball threat.
I don't hate it at all.
Just looking at somebody that, because right now we've...
Courtesy of Props.cash. A lot of green on there, by the way.
Yep, courtesy. But we've seen on multiple occasions this season, Amon-Ra St. Brown has not been the guy to get his yards. And at 72.5, it's a little scary. I mean, it's just...
He's boomer bust.
Yeah, seriously.
He's boomer bust.
You got...
But I think he gets in the zone.
Me too.
And then Jameson can get us down there type shit. You know what I'm saying? All right, we got some I think we got some cookies. We can go to the next game. Get some cookies going on.
Yeah.
like
So
what I
because
see.
we will be building a same game parlay,
yeah,
like
you know what I'm saying?
including like I want to do it. I don't know what your thoughts are on this, but I want to do it where we include all 3 games.
Yes. Yeah, maybe a leg or 2 from each.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. A leg or 2 from each. Maybe it's 6 legs or maybe it's 4.
Why are you skipping?
Oh, yeah.
Why are you skipping the marquee matchup?
The marquee matchup.
The marquee the mid game This is Nancy Roma, bro. This is what we all come.
Yeah,
this is the dinner time game. This is the game we scheduled to all watch.
4:30. Yeah, all
Absolutely.
watch is crazy. The Giants at Jerry's World against the Cowboys in a thriller where the Cowboys found a way to win as 10.5-point underdogs.
Unbelievable.
On the road in a divisional matchup against the Commanders.
Versus the frauds.
Very simple.
Sorry,
very simple. So you got a 3.5-point spread. There's 90% of the money right now on, this is Tuesday, of the money on Dallas, and 85% of the bets on Dallas. This is per FanDuel.
2 weeks in a row, 90% of the nation is betting against Thomas Danny DeVito II.
But this makes sense because, we talked about it last week. Obviously, the public won on the Bucs. It was 82% of the money on the Bucs. It makes sense. The Giants weren't going to score. Even Giants fans, I said it myself. It makes sense just to take the Bucs. Like, I'm surprised that it was 5.5. That should have been a double-digit spread, to be honest. Like, I'm not even saying that. Hindsight 2020.
Yeah.
I'm saying that pre-game that should have been 10.5 points or 9.5. Whatever it is, it should have been you got to win by 10 for that spread to hit. And you look at the Giants right now; they're in absolute shambles. Multiple media outlets, multiple team members coming out, kind of neighbors especially talking about it's not the quarterback. It's the same outcome.
We're tanking.
We're in tank mode officially. So, and you have to kind of justify that even more, you have Micah Parsons after their big win saying to reporters after the game that I'm not tanking as long as we're still playing. We got 7 games to go. I'm not doing that.
Players don't tank. You know my theory on that. It's just so shameless. That shit comes up top, and I think it's really into effect with it. Like, I think you throw specific players in that makes people get upset, but I think there's some real tank for Shador, tank for Cam going on from up top. I don't know how it's being done, but I don't know how you can bet on the Giants possibly ever. I understand if it's 90% of the money, all this shit, but it's for sure stay away or you bet on the Cowboys. The Cowboys have fried me this year. You know this more than anybody in the fucking world. The Cowboys have fried the shit out of me this year. I don't think there's any other side to go to but the Cowboys in this situation, to be honest. And I think I'd be so scared to take the Cowboys as a side. Like, I think this is a situation where you eye Cowboys props. If they win by a lot, we get a lot of props to be hitting and shit. CD's been slowing down. Thanksgiving, little star day. You know what I'm saying?
It's just hilarious that, like, the Giants just never win this game against the Cowboys on Thanksgiving. Like, we've seen it on multiple different occasions. Like, they are just not good in front of Jerry's World fans who, I mean, I guess maybe that win gets more butts and seats because we were talking about this early last week, and those ticket prices were all the way in the bottom at like $25 to sit up top, which is obviously, again, Cooper Rush, injuries. The team was on a 6-game skid. They haven't won a game at home this season. This is obviously going to be the game that they win. Like, nobody can change my mind. The fact that the Giants are only plus 180 to win the game is just crazy, in my opinion.
I think it's telling, bro. Like, you get, like, if you're a spot better, because I try to bridge the gap between betting spots and betting, like, numbers and value and money and shit. It's low-key a Giant spot. Cowboys off a massive underdog divisional win. Get prime for a letdown spot. Shorter week because we're playing on Thanksgiving now. Practices probably weren't as intense going into this game. A lot of call-outs in the Giants locker room to the front office and shit. It's just like I can't back a team that's like clearly tanking, bro.
But if you
know
look
what I'm
at
saying?
it,
Like, I don't know if it's like it's so negligent to put your money on a team that is clearly tanking.
But there's just nothing.
I would get it though if you hold the Giants money line and you take it and you hit it, like, bro, like, hats off.
Good for you.
Oh, no,
there's just no way that what I've seen from this Giants team with Daniel Jones, without Daniel Jones in this last game, that makes me want to take him.
As far as props though, like someone who's watches all the Giants games, Jitterbug Singletary's been kind of doing his thing. You know what I'm saying? I think Wandale's line was as low as like 40.
Yeah, I was gonna say Wandale, and then
if we're not gonna target Malik, can we target Wandale?
Yeah, but also like it makes me think like, you know, I want to put.
Do we take Malik unders at this point?
No,
like, we're taking.
The opposite. I mean, they asked Dable. Yeah, it is because they asked Dable about Malik's comments, and he was like, "Yeah, you know, we gotta get him the ball."
What's that line? 57.5.
57.5.
I feel like that's criminally low for fucking.
Absolutely. I mean, he was sitting at in the 70s the past like month.
What's the receptions line? 5.5.
5.5. Yep.
That's a good line for him, bro. He likes to
Wandale at 3.5. I would take that too.
You like that?
I just think it's hilarious that we, in terms of what Malik said after the loss, like, you're targeting me when it's 30-0. Why not? What am I supposed to do? Why not get me the ball when it's 0-0 or 7-0? Something where I have a chance to do something. So
maybe it's a sneaky Malik Neighbors, like, the first quarter little plays, like sneaky first quarter receiving yards, first half receiving yards.
You might be right about that.
First half anytime touchdown score, something like that. Maybe like Malik gets in the end zone, bro. It's turkey day. I'd probably like to target Malik, honestly. And because at this point, I'd be happy to lose my money if he's fucking this pissed off and the coach is saying it and he's saying it. And I would want to get this line before it gets boosted up like tomorrow and Thursday morning because it's probably going to go up to 60-something when it's fucking almost turkey time.
I'm also taking CD too. He slaughtered them in the Thursday night game.
What's his line?
69.5. He slaughtered them.
That's loud.
Also, the Giants secondary is an absolute shambles.
Yeah, that's
Deontay
loud.
Banks has taken a major step back. They just need so much help in the secondary. This defense is so much different than last year and the year before, and it's just scary to watch.
Love, like
nobody,
yeah.
and it's just frustrating that the one side of the ball that was the most confident is now just one side, which is just a defensive front.
Yeah, I was gonna say one unit,
like literally one unit, and arguably one damn guy.
Yeah,
like seriously.
Big
so
snacks.
It sucks that I know that this game was always going to be scheduled where the Giants are playing the Cowboys on Thanksgiving, but nobody gives two shits about this game.
We can hit some props though. We can hit some props though.
There's just nothing in my mind that says that the Giants win this game, unless we say that this is rigged, like it was in the Thursday night game when Aubrey missed that kick to not cover the spread of 5.5.
You never know.
So this could be a little call from Vegas. All the money's on Dallas again.
You never know.
So that's the one thing that I would take. Will
you be able to tell your son you did not give up on the 2024 Giants? I have a theory going right now, not to sidetrack too much, but I will bet on the Sixers until I'm an absolute rat piss. I will not be able to tell my kids I gave up on the 2024 Sixers. You have a position to do the same.
Yeah,
unfortunately, my kids aren't going to give a shit about the 2024 Sixers, and your kids aren't going to give a shit about the 2024 Giants. But fuck it, bro. Like, it's just legacy. You know what I'm saying?
The slate picks up at the night game just because.
An actual good football game. When everyone's fucking trying to go to sleep.
Dolphins in Lambeau. Tua, after coming back these last 5 weeks, 11 touchdowns, 1 interception.
Waddle after coming back last week.
Yeah, this is actually going to be a great game, and we were all over the Packers. I know Brock Purdy was out. That line went from 1.5 to 5.5, almost 6.
I don't think it would have mattered.
It wouldn't have mattered. It seriously wouldn't have mattered.
I'm
Again,
a hater, though.
Hey, we saw what happened when Tua had to go play in cold weather against the Chiefs in the playoffs. We got to go to cold weather in Green Bay. I'll take the Packers. It's 3.5. I'll take the Packers 3.5. I don't care.
Let me see his money.
58% on Green Bay of the 58% of the money on Green Bay and 59% of the bets on Green Bay.
So like, here's my thing, bro. Like, I gotta take my time with this one, bro. Cause like, notoriously, bro, I think in this spot you gotta take the Dolphins, bro. It sounds fucking crazy because they're going on the road to Lambeau, and I do agree. I think in cold weather they're probably a little worse, but won their last 3, complete desperation mode, still below 500. Second in the AFC East as it stands, are not going to win that division, but they're very much in the mix in the wild card. And all these games matter way too much. It does mean the same on the Packers side. I just think it's a little more desperation for the Dolphins. Can you look up Packers? Does the Packers have Thanksgiving history?
I don't believe so.
Yeah, like I kind of want to know about that as well. At this stage in the season, it's so hard to back Miami going to Lambeau, bro. Okay, we're not subscribing, guys. Thanks, appreciate it.
Yeah, I just don't know that many games that the Packers have. Was it last year?
On Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it was Packers, Lions last year. First time that the Packers have hosted on Thanksgiving since the Bears in 2015.
Okay, so not much history. Okay, so like, this game's definitely a popcorn game for me. How I'm probably going to look at this game, Can you go to the Packers schedule? I think the Packers have won a shit ton of close games. I mean, I watch a lot of Packers games. I love Jordan Love, and like from my recollection, it's been a lot of really, really close games.
Yeah. So where? Okay. So hold on. So.
Okay, a little incorrect. It's slightly, but like kind of incorrect, but kind of right.
Well, if you look at the last four, 30-27 in Jacksonville, 24-14 lost to the Giants, lost to the Lions at home.
There's a little bit of validity to it, but not too much.
2019.
I was thinking, so what my original thought process, the Dolphins in desperation mode, right? But it's home. It's Sunday night or Thursday night, Thanksgiving night for the Packers. I'm looking for the Packers to come out hot, score first, like kind of like last night. Chargers go up 10-0. Obviously, still a good spot for the Ravens, taking kind of live desperation mode kind of a thing.
Which was true.
I think you could see, like, I would never talk you off from taking the Packers in this spot. I think it's actually a good spot for them. If you do believe in the Dolphins match, though, and I kind of do as well, I will look for them to go down early, kind of start slow, Packers start hot, and you can get like a 7, 7.5. I'd even with like a 6. This game I'm probably gonna decide like on the day because I'm a Packers guy, and I think LaFleur, me personally, in a game like this, especially the importance. Let's talk coaching. Like, who would you rather? Like, coaching quarterback, I have to go with the Packers, bro.
Obviously.
You know what I'm saying? So when you're betting a game like this, coaching quarterback, I definitely strongly lean Packers. But that Dolphins live value, I think you'll be able to get. That's how I look at it. I think it's good. I think it'd be a valuable prop game too.
Possibly the under there too, 47.5. Cold weather, Lambeau.
How do cold weather too? How do the Dolphins rank against the run? Because Josh Jacobs had 100 yards rushing last week. Let's see their defense.
And 3 touchdowns.
So the Dolphins pretty good. Dolphins are 6 total yards, 8 versus pass, 9 versus the run. Should be interesting, bro.
So can we do our...
Packers are 3rd in total rushing yards, though. Like, that's the thing. Like, Packers have been running the ball so fucking well. That's going to be the kicker of this game. If the Dolphins can stop the run, but I don't know if they would be able to stop Josh Jacobs. But what were you going to say, bro? Sorry,
I was going to say, like, can we do our...
SGP?
For all 3?
Yeah, I'm going to try to find some stats right now that are going to be in our favor. So the Bears are the 13th in passing yards, 28th in rushing yards. Lions are 4th in rushing yards. I think I like the Jameson Williams look, but I think we probably need to go at, like, Jahmyr Gibbs been going off. Like, Jahmyr Gibbs little alt with either Jameson or the Amon-Ra touchdown scorer, I think is the way we go here.
So are we doing...
I think we should keep it to, like 1 or 2
1 or 2 each game.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So
I love the Amon-Ra spot. Like, personally.
Yeah, for the touchdown. Yeah. Okay. So the same game parlay for all 3 Thanksgiving games. 1 to 2 legs each game. Maybe it's 6. Maybe it's 4. Trying to find a cash for all 3. Get it to the night game. Just get us to the night game.
Tread lightly, motherfucker. I've been seeing the comments and put my last $20 on it.
Yeah.
Don't do that
Chill.
shit. Put your last $20 on a straight bet and fucking hit it, bro. Pick your favorite leg out of this, dude. Don't do that dumb shit.
Get us to the night game. We'll start with the Bears and the Lions. First leg. Amon-Ra St. Brown to get in the end zone, -115.
I'm fucking with it.
He broke the streak of
bro,
6
you just
games.
feel like it's got to be a scripted celebration. They're practicing it right now in practice, bro.
And look,
you know what I'm saying?
Gibbs, Montgomery, or Amon-Ra St. Brown are going to be the guys at midfield with the reporters eating the turkey legs. One of those 3 guys, or both of them, or all 3 of them are going to. So give me Amon-Ra to get in the end zone. Let's go... so then what was it? Then Jameson Williams?
Yeah, because the Bears are 20th in rushing yards allowed. Lions are 6th in rushing yards total. I think Jahmyr Gibbs is going off recently.
Oh, so we're doing Gibbs?
Or do you want to go for the pass? I think we need to look at Gibbs.
Okay,
though,
that's fine.
Low key. Like ha.
Never mind. Never mind.
They know. And it's in the game. Okay. That's okay.
So never mind.
That's funny. Okay, I'll bet on Jameson Williams then. Fuck it. What's his line?
47.5.
Can we alt the 40?
Yeah. We're just not. The only reason we can't take Gibbs is because it's not offered right now.
That's insane.
So
that's insane.
We're going with Jameson Williams for 40 yards.
And via props.cash, if you want to go look, a little shameless plug to my guy Pete. You know what I'm saying? Jameson has been very, very, very green.
7-10.
7 out of 10 the last couple weeks.
Okay, so there's the 2 legs there. I'll take it.
That's it. What's that 2 leg?
Plus 201.
That's a great plus 201 if you want to ride that game. And if you want to take Amon-Ra straight or James Williams straight, please be smart with your money. Let's keep it going.
Now to the Giants.
I want all my guys to make money here. You know what I'm saying?
At Jerry's World in Dallas. And Malik Neighbors has been frustrated. This is
it's
pure
Neighbors spot. It's Neighbors
Malik
spot.
Neighbors spot. Look at that.
Receptions.
Do you notice what just happened?
Went up.
It was 57.5 2 minutes ago, and it's now 60.5.
Okay, we're taking take 60. Take 60.
Take 60?
Take 60.
Or 60.5.
Take 60. Just take 60.
Okay.
Take 60. Take 60. Because I'm comfortable there. What's the 50 line?
50 lines -192.
I kind of don't hate it. Take it.
Okay. 50. So now we need one more.
Yeah, we got. I think we leave it to one to this game.
I want CD though.
Okay.
There's no
CD,
secondary is terrible.
CD 60? I can get with that. You sold me. I'm fucking with that. I'm fucking with that. Yeah, I'm fucking with that.
Okay. So that 4 legs is plus 596, and then we'll end it
And
and round it out with the night game.
I think
Dolphins-Packers.
so here's my thought process here. Actually, let's dig into this.
Do we touchdown score again with Jacobs or no?
It could be weird with that. I don't hate it. I want to look at some stats here. Okay, so Packers defense ranks pretty well. They're 11th in passing yards, 12th in rushing. Dolphins are top 10 in both. Waddle's been kicking up last week. I think he's going to be looked to carry this a little bit. I like targeting like Josh Jacobs. I like targeting Jalen Reed.
I was going to say Jalen Reed. He was big on 3rd down in Lambeau against the 49ers. He didn't
get a lot of targets last week, though. I don't know if it's the cold weather game. They don't fuck with him as much. I kind of – Jalen Waddle is kind of talking to me, but maybe it's an over –
40?
Yeah, what is that?
Minus 140 for 40 yards. So we'll put Waddle in there.
That's supposed to throw out.
We got to get one more from this game. We did 2 from the others. We got to get one more.
All right, bro. We already supposed to throw.
Tucker Kraft.
Bro, see now we start doing weird shit.
Come
you know what I'm saying, bro? Like we're already supposed to throw. We put Tucker Kraft in there, bro. I think we could look at Josh.
All right, so what do we do?
Cold weather Sunday night. I'm down to look at Josh. What if we did
like Josh rushing props?
What's his line?
71.5.
What's his 60?
You can hold him for 60 minus 195, and we're at 1,600. I'm down.
All right, you sold me.
I'm down.
You sold me.
So the 6 legs surrounded out. Amon-Ra St. Brown, touchdown. Jameson Williams, 40 alternate receiving yards. Malik Neighbors, 50 alternate receiving yards. CeeDee Lamb, 60 alternate receiving yards. Jaden Waddle in the night game, 40 alternate receiving yards. And then Josh Jacobs, 60 alternate rushing yards. Those 6 legs for Thanksgiving give you plus 1,653.
Hey, something I'm going to do to back our parlay money, and y'all should join me on this challenge. I'm going to start with, I think I'm going to do 20, but either 10 or 20 on the first 2-legger, right? And if that hits, roll it over to the second one. And if that hits, roll it over to the third.
I'm down.
Yeah, I think I might try that. But if we get to the third one, I'm going to like not do the whole rollover. I'm going to take some profit so we cover our ass a little bit. I think that'll be a fun challenge.
Smart play.
Don't put your last 20 on the parlay. I forget your fucking username. Who said that in the last fucking TikTok?
That's crazy.
Bro. Don't do that shit. Please bet responsibly. I love you all.
We hate seeing that.
You know what I'm saying? Please bet fucking responsibly.
Yeah, hate seeing that. Okay, so
Black Friday?
Yeah, Black Friday game.
Shout out to Birdman. Let's go to the Black Friday game.
Yeah, Friday, he says. Okay, so that is the Raiders in Kansas City against the Chiefs. That's Black Friday at 3 o'clock. Gardner Minshew with the broken collarbone is out for the season.
Right.
Daniel Jones already said he is not picking the Raiders as his team. I think it's wild that
wait.
that.
So you didn't answer my text when I said I think the 2 teams that could see value in him. I think that's actually the only 2 teams that could feasibly take.
Which are?
What I said, the Jets and the Browns. I think that's the only 2.
But he wants a playoff contender.
That's what I said. Like, we're playoff contender. Like, yeah,
so
Jets, Browns.
So in that sense,
Sammy D. But I think
it's really.
Bro, do you take Daniel Jones over Sammy D?
But he's looking at playoff contenders, meaning before the Packers blew out the 49ers, it was Vikings, Ravens, 49ers.
Wow.
I think that's going to change a little bit with the 49ers now in a struggle bus to win the division, make a playoff run, even make the playoffs in general. So I'm leaning more towards Vikings, 9-2, and then you also have the Ravens, who are still going to be a good spot for him to go in terms of QB development, sit behind Lamar, sit in a more fun atmosphere.
That'd be
He's
fire,
not had a fun atmosphere
since
2022 when they beat the Vikings, and that, they won what? They were like 6-1 to start the season that year.
I do think though, like, I do think the Browns could be fire, bro. I might be overcooking there, but like, I think those teams as well. Maybe even like the Raiders. I mean, Shador don't want to go there. I think Daniel Jones is going to go resurgence, but let's get into this game.
So let's pull up. What are those comments there? The Chiefs are 12.5-point favorites. They did not cover 10.5. Almost lost that game in Carolina against the Panthers, and now they're 12.5-point favorites at home against a Raiders team that basically has nobody left. And Max Crosby's kind of, inferring that this is the tank as well.
A lot of the Kansas City Chiefs, like double-digit stats, are with them being road favorites, but I do have one. The Kansas City Chiefs are now 0-4 against the spread, 4-0 straight up as a favorite of more than a touchdown this season. This fits the bill. Backup quarterback in for the Raiders. You did point out they did beat them in a spot that was kind of like this. I think it was, you said
It was
Christmas
Christmas
Eve,
Day
Christmas
last year,
Day.
but it doesn't
But
matter.
it's still a big game, holiday. The Raiders AP can coach through these spots. Max Crosby was pretty pissed off. Pat Mahomes don't cover double-digit spreads. I don't know if I'm gonna get to the window about it, bro. I think it's very, very negligent to get to the window and bet the Raiders if you're not a Raiders fan. But the public's there with it, bro.
62% of the money on the Chiefs and 52% of the bets on the Chiefs.
That's way more of the public than I originally would have thought. I think people are buying into this narrative that the Chiefs can't blow nobody out. But I also think the Chiefs, like, bro, that's gotta piss you off, bro.
Let's also remember what Mahomes
like,
said in the press conference, though. He said, "I want to start blowing people out."
Exactly, and like, people do the whole. I do it too. The whole "a win's a win" thing, but I think we have like a tendency to do it to prove our own arguments correct. As a player and playing the game, and even as we can put this in a golf perspective, like, okay, bro, winning a college event or whatever by one stroke is sick, right? That's awesome. It'd be cool to hit a final putt. But I also want to feel like my driver's on point, my irons are on point, I'm good around the greens, and I want to win this by 8 to have my best game. And we know that's how NFL players feel. So low-key, with the public picking up the steam on the narrative, people tweeting this shit out that the Chiefs can't cover double-digit spreads, it could be a time to run the other way, bro. I actually don't hate that. I actually do not hate that look. I don't hate that look. And at the same time, too, with the Chiefs' fuck-off ability, who knows that, like, they could fall asleep first half. Max Crosby pissed off. AP gets up for this spot. They've already beat him before in the holiday spot. They probably could feel confident here. What if they go down and score first? What if they go down and keep it close? What if the line's no longer 12.5? What if it's 7? I like that.
What if the Chiefs go up early, 21-3 early, and then the Raiders find a way to get 10 points late?
That is true.
Like, that's kind of where I think the game's going to be.
That is true.
I think the Raiders end up making a little backdoor cover. Exactly. Late in the game. I would kind of stick with the trends at this point. It was the same thing that I kind of did when the Chiefs were playing the Buffalo Bills.
I'm cooking. Go.
And it was like, Josh Allen can't beat the Chiefs, yada, yada. Patrick Mahomes with a plus sign. You take the Chiefs there. I stuck with the trend there, and I lost on that because the Bills won that game. I think you kind of stick with the trend here where the Chiefs can't cover double-digit spreads. We saw that against a dog shit Carolina team. And I get it. The Chiefs are back home. I get it. But this is also, regardless that the Raiders don't have their starting QB in Gardner Minshew, they're kind of in almost official tank mode. It still is a divisional matchup the day after Thanksgiving, where this is the only game on the slate. All the attention, all the media, national TV, everybody's going to be watching this game. I have a strong feeling that 12.5 points is too much, and it will end up being a backdoor cover. I'll lean, and I will probably look to take the Raiders at plus 12.5. And I'm going to keep an eye on that to notice if that goes up to maybe 13.5. And they got to win by 2 touchdowns with the extra points, obviously. So I think I got to go with the Raiders here and stick with the trend that the Chiefs can't blow anybody out, regardless of what Mahomes said.
I do kind of like your cooking, but off the Thursday night like craps, I kind of want to. So I'm building a 3-leg leg. You can do it a 3-leg teaser. I can get a 3-leg 10-point teaser. I'm looking at Lions pick'em. I'm looking at Cowboys plus 6. There's no way that the Giants win that game by more than 6, right? Or is that a little stupid? And then I'm looking at the Chiefs minus 2.5. You can get that minus 130. I could also do, if you don't like the Cowboys, I can get the Packers plus 7, or I can get the Dolphins plus 13. I don't know how you feel about either of those.
I'll take the Dolphins 13.
Do you like them more than the Cowboys? Plus 6?
I like the Cowboys better than that.
Yeah, me too, right? So you can get it. I kind of like this 3-leg teaser, bro. Lions pick them, Cowboys plus 6, Chiefs minus 2.5, minus 130, bro. I think I'm going to take that. Little Turkey Day minus plus Black Friday. I kind of like that, bro.
Plus Black Friday, yeah.
I like that.
Okay, let's touch on some MVP.
I think every teaser I give out on the show has hit, by the way, too, by the way.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. I'm not even gassing either.
I think if you're listening, I would take heed.
All right, let's go to, do they have that in here?
What?
It's player awards.
Season awards. Yeah.
Season awards, okay. Just some quick MVP conversations here, as Josh Allen has now moved to plus 150 as the favorite, with Lamar Jackson at plus 250. Jared Goff has inserted his way into the third place spot, tied with Saquon Barkley at plus 700. Are we seeing the, I guess, big time, first time in a while, first potential spot that a running back gets in here at plus 700, starting to get into the latter half of the year after his big 255 yards on the ground with 2 touchdowns? Let's not forget he still had damn near 50 in the air. Saquon Barkley at plus 700. I think this is probably the best odds you're going to see.
Oh, yeah, and you missed it. You missed it bad, too.
For sure.
Missed it bad.
Obviously, but I don't think a lot of people were really focusing on
hell
him.
no. Not even taking a running back either, yeah.
That's what I mean. So I think if you're going to take Saquon, if there are Eagles fans out there that really are in love with Saquon Barkley on this Eagles team, now. 700 I think is the best value you're going to get for a season award of an MVP, knowing that this is a quarterback award.
Right. On that, though, like this conversation is getting really interesting and spicy. Because we pointed out, I think it was through 8 weeks or 7 weeks when I pulled up that NFL Network thing I put up about Lamar, and he was blowing his last season out of the water.
Correct.
I did say on that, right, that I do think they would still give it to Josh, because what Josh is doing is special, but you kind of got to be a little bricked in the head not to, like, peep that. But Lamar's blowing everything else out the water, and then Saquon's doing what he's doing. Like, I think this is one of the hard, like, there's been a lot of conversations going on about MVP, and people are saying it's obviously this, it's obviously that. I don't think it's obviously anything in this position, bro. I think holding a Saquon Barkley ticket is valuable. I even think having Lamar Jackson at 2-1 is valuable. Like, if he still keeps doing what he's doing, the record hurts. And I don't think, like, looking at the Bills, like, let's look at the Bills schedule, because this to me, it's really the kicker. If the Bills keep winning at the rate they're winning at, I love Lamar, and I think Lamar should win MVP again. Like, I do, but it's hard to ignore what Josh is doing with what he has at his disposal and the record and the teams that they're beating. Like, they just beat the Chiefs. They handled the Dolphins. They beat the Seahawks by a lot. That one blowout by the Ravens was hurtful.
And now you have, this is the Sunday night game. The Bills host the 49ers. Then they're in LA and then in Detroit.
So this is Josh Allen's essentially MVP stretch.
Absolutely.
8:20 Sunday Night Football versus the 49ers is going to be a massive game. 4:25 at the Rams. I don't think that's
probably
them.
That's probably the Tom Brady.
That's the Tom Brady cast. A lot of people are going to be watching that game, obviously. Then you go 4:25 CBS Lions. That's going to be Nance and them. I wish it was McCourty and them, but I'm going to keep saying it. I'm probably a bit of a hater. But this is Josh Allen's MVP stretch, and I think he could solidify here, and I would have no problem if he did it. But he's plus 180. I think you have to take a stab at fucking Lamar or Saquon, preferably Saquon. Because if Josh loses a game or two here, which the Bills could do, I mean, the team's a little weaker. That's why Josh is the favorite to win MVP. I think these guys are becoming way more valuable. But I do think it's still Josh's award to lose. Just they have to win the games.
The point being, though, seeing Saquon at plus 700 after the game he just had is probably the
You got to
best
text
odds
that. He
you're
was
gonna
3K
see.
before the game.
Before the game, he was 3,000.
That's insane, bro. And, like, you should have just, like me, like, the season that he was having, watching it, like, it was almost so clear, bro, that he was going to keep going, and that he was, because we did the thing before that he could have won the fucking Offensive Player of the Year over Derek, and it's like, why the fuck wouldn't you just look at his MVP? Negligent.
And that was when Derrick Henry was minus 300.
They were putting the record breaker shit
200.
out. Yo, remember what I said about the record? Quick, can you go back to NFL real quick and see if they have record breakers? Because remember when I pointed out before one show that. Yeah, so bro, okay. So this could actually, like, I feel bad because this could actually hit. So no. Because listen, before one show, I was telling you, like, okay, we could do this, but it's not hitting. It's like, it's insane that they're doing this. This actually has legs right now. He could actually do this given what he did last game.
Record breakers tab, we just noticed on the Monday night game, Derrick Henry did not score. So he will not be able to score in every single game. So that record
people
breaker
commenting on that?
of plus 1,000 is over. But there is still a record breaker tab. And what that says on FanDuel is Saquon Barkley to break the single season rushing yards record of 2,106 yards in the regular season. That is now plus 470 on FanDuel. Is that something as an Eagles fan that you would look to take?
He's at 1392 right now. So what's the number he needs to get to?
2106.
1392.
It says 2106 plus. So does that mean he's got to get more than 2106?
So he essentially needs to get
2107.
800 yards. 808, whatever it is, yards. We have the Ravens at Ravens. Versus Panthers, versus Steelers, at Commanders, versus Cowboys, versus.
But hold on a second.
These games we're gonna Oh wait,
You assume he's not playing the last
Commanders
game.
are faltering.
But you assume he's not playing the last game.
Yeah, like okay. So if the Commanders weren't dog shit, I think he actually hits this. I think this still has a chance, but
you assume he's not playing the last game of the year, which I believe is that the Giants this year.
And that's probably gonna wait, but
he's probably sitting. Home
field's very much in the play here. And like, how much do you put home field on the line? I'm just like, this is open discussion too. I'm not giving an answer. I'm actually wondering myself, because in this situation, right? Some years you have a matchup, and okay, we own X team. This is not fact. I'm saying hypothetically, we own the Niners. We could beat them in the link, or we could beat them in California in warm weather. Okay, whatever. The Lions in the case, the dome, the home field, the hype, the weight. Do you really want to go to Detroit? Like, do you really want the championship to have to go to Detroit? Like, I would, and we know how much of a home field advantage the link is, bro. I don't know if they're going to do it. And I'm just asking the question because I don't know if it's worth really risking the most important player on your team for it.
I agree.
I do think it's something that they're talking about and considering, because going through Detroit to win a championship is fucking hard, bro. I don't care. I think they're frauds. You guys are going to hate me for that, but I think there's a little bit of a hole in that team. I don't want to go through Detroit to win a championship. I would much rather go through the link, and I think it's worthy to at least give him a spin, like you said, in the first half.
Maybe the first half, they get a big lead, and then they just said him, your last game against the Giants, you want to do something. Maybe Nick Sirianni wants you to go play against the Giants again. You remember that, that bet before the season, which was Saquon Barkley to have 4 total touchdowns against the Giants.
How many did he have the first game? Was it 2?
I believe he had 2 touchdowns in that game.
Fuck.
I think. I'm not entirely positive, but so maybe, obviously he's not thinking about that, but I'm just saying for
maybe though.
So I think you're playing for the first half.
Saquon scored once and then fucking 2 tush pushes. That's crazy,
so then
bro.
There's no point.
Yeah, there's no point.
There's no point.
Yeah.
So you see plus 470. Do you think that value should be more? I think so.
I think it should be more, but I don't think it's takeable. But I think it's interesting that it actually.
Dude, honestly, I think
bro, it was like plus 2K.
That should be that value right there at plus 470 should be the same damn value that they gave for Derrick Henry to score in every game.
But it was plus 2K, the Saquon line. It was like plus 20 something hundred, and I thought it wasn't gonna hit. Shameless.
We have a huge slate in the NFL as well as college. Let's start there though for these college games.
The Palmetto Bowl.
Yeah, we'll kick it with South Carolina and Clemson.
Most underrated rivalry.
As we look at it's kind of, I mean, this is no disrespect, but it's kind of a mid-slate, might I add?
Yeah. Week before, like, this is like the week before it kind of ramps up.
Yep.
Week before some rivalry games next week before the conferences, the week after that. You know what I'm saying?
But there's still good games on the slate.
Absolutely.
You have South Carolina visiting Clemson as 2.5-point underdogs.
The South Carolina Bowl. This is lit, bro.
Yep.
It's fucking lit.
South Carolina is 2-0 against the spread this season as a road underdog. Clemson is 3-3 against the spread this season as a home favorite. South Carolina is 4-1 against the spread this season as an underdog. Those stats per OddsShark. And then another one here. South Carolina's defense is the 3rd best in the SEC, and their cover rate of 72.7% ties them for 7th nationally, according to data at teamrankings.com. I think I'm on South Carolina here.
I agree. Go to the stats for me. I need some confirmation.
67% of the money per FanDuel on South Carolina and 57% of the bets on South Carolina.
So I just think South Carolina is just better, bro. Like, watching Clemson the whole year, we've talked about it in the game before. I legit called them frauds.
Started hot.
Snap one. Like, I'm like, this team is legit awful. I'm surprised they're here right now.
I
like,
agree.
hats off to Dabo Sweeney. Honestly, you're a hell of a coach. I don't even think you guys should be here right now. I cannot back Clemson. There's so many times we talked about the spots on the show, the Pittsburgh games even before that. I just cannot trust this team. South Carolina had a rocky start to their season. They played one of the toughest SEC schedules, and they played a lot of really good, tough SEC teams close. Some people have some gripes about that Missouri game, that comeback that they ended up stifling. You know what I'm saying? Some people are going to look at that game and be a little like an eyebrow raise. I don't think you should. I think South Carolina is clearly better, and I think Clemson is going to extremely struggle versus a defense like this. I look at the Virginia game. They scored, I think it was 24 points versus that team, and some came late, and it really was ugly. I look at the Pitt game. Obviously, that senior night, a lot of things going on in that game, but they struggled mightily. Cade Klubnik had to do a miracle run. I think it was like 60-yard scramble to save that fucking game. Struggled mightily in that game. I think South Carolina is going to have a really good plan. I love South Carolina's coach. I love their culture. I love what they have going on this year. They've won 5 or 6 straight. I think it's South Carolina or nothing for me here, honestly. In the Palmetto Bowl, South Carolina Bowl, probably a lot of hatred out there. You probably would have had that bowl in a rivalry game, but I don't give a fuck. I'm going with South Carolina, bro. It's South Carolina or nothing for me.
You then have the Arizona Bowl here. Battle of Arizona. Arizona State, 8.5-point favorites. In Arizona, we all know they're in Arizona, but it's an away game. They're in Arizona as 8.5-point favorites. 82% of the money here is on the Sun Devils, and 78% of the bets on State. This is after the BYU win. You look at what that makes the Big 12 for the conference here. You got Arizona State at plus 135. With the Colorado loss, that puts them down to plus 650. Iowa State in second here behind Arizona State at plus 260, and then BYU at plus 320. This is like, you keep winning here, Arizona State. You got a conference game on the line here.
Yeah, I mean, I think they win the conference, bro. I think they're just built to win the conference. They're the best running game, best running back, best story. I love their coach, young head coach. I'm pretty sure they're the youngest head coach in D1. I love this. I think in this spot though, like it's just a little giving. Arizona Bowl away. Off the massive win, we just stormed the field.
Giving too many points? Is that
all the money's on one side? Arizona, as much as people were hype on them to start the season and fell off, they still have that high-powered offense, still have the best, if not, I don't know about the best, but one of the best wide receivers in the country. And the quarterback-wide receiver duo like that can cover you some games. Remember the Stanford game last year when that motherfucker went off for like 200 yards, like 4 touchdowns? They got a sneaky cover. I forget who that was versus. I want to say it was versus Colorado. I think they went outright. Could you see something similar in a game like this? Maybe. I would proceed with caution or take Arizona. I actually think, me personally, and I love Arizona State.
Yeah, this team's been so fun to watch this year. Didn't think it was going to come to this outcome, but, you know, Colorado was sipping too much of the noise, and there you go. Goodbye.
I try to tell you.
It's upsetting.
You know what I mean?
It's upsetting. Wanted to see those guys in a chance to make some type of run in the playoff, but all roads, I guess, run through Kansas City, as that game was at Arrowhead Stadium, and they lost that game. So,
bro, I seen a Lev Bell tweet this morning talking about the Ashton Genty stuff. Bro, I don't understand how the Ashton Genty stuff is like catching steam, bro. What? Like, I don't like why I just like I'm pulling my hair out about this shit, bro. I just need motherfuckers to understand how hard it is to do what Travis is doing. I can't really like personify it. It's really hard because you have to just do what he's doing and understand. And there's a lot of you motherfuckers out there that played football, high school, college, whatever the fuck it was, and played wide receiver and corner. Because everyone who played at that level pretty much played wide receiver and corner both ways. Bro, it's the conditioning you need to have to play at that low of a level. By the way, like I'm talking like at that low of level is hard as fuck.
What everyone is saying,
I was tapping my helmet a lot, motherfucker. And I was in great shape at that age. I was tapping my helmet a lot. You're seeing a lot of subs of wide receivers at that time. Bro, even in the league, bro, when wide receivers go on runoffs, they tap the helmet. You're wondering why Nico Collins is in the game to get your yards because he just ran a fucking go route. Travis is doing that, not coming out on defense and covering that. And then doing that at a very high level on both sides. I think what Ashton Genty's doing is insane. It's definitely a record-breaking season for sure. I understand Lev Bell, I guess, because running back camp and you know.
There's just a lot more noise.
Bruh.
Genty should get it over Travis because of it's. They're talking about the stats. They're also saying that Travis isn't even the best wide receiver at his position. He's not the best corner at his position. I'm not saying that I agree with all of it.
I remember like when you told me that yesterday, I'm like, I feel like that proves the Heisman point. Because, first of all, I mean, he just had 2 touchdowns last week, and he looks insane at wide receiver, by the way. So, okay, he's not the best wide receiver in the country. Is he not top 10? Is he not lower than that? Because I think he's probably lower than that. But let's play. I'm going to play generally, and I'm going to play light for other people that probably are like Travis Hunter, like against Travis Hunter. Is he not top 10 at wide receiver? Is he not top 10 at corner? Like, y'all mean to tell me if he was to enter the draft at either of the positions, he wouldn't be one of the first, I think, the first 5 or 6 at each position to be drafted?
I agree. I'm with Travis getting the Heisman.
If you're one of the first 5 or 6 at your position in the draft getting drafted, the first 5 or 6 running backs, the first 5 or 6 quarterbacks, the first 5 or 6 wide receivers, all those guys consider themselves to be very good elite. Like the 5th or 6th quarterback off the board at quarterback is probably Carson Beck. Now, I don't think Carson Beck's that good, but in terms of college football and his career, he was pretty damn good. So if that's the conversation you're putting yourselves in at 2 positions, you're proving my point. It's all good though. Like, y'all got it. He's gonna win the award. So we're just gonna let you guys cry and just, you know what I mean. It is what it is, bro. He's gonna win the award.
It's pretty much locked at this point.
It's been locked.
It's been locked.
When we called it at plus 180, I think it was locked, bro. So it is what it is.
And that was when he was battling with Cam Ward. He wasn't even battling with Genty, who was plus 500 then.
And I love Cam Ward, and I think half the reason I could call that is because how much I watched him over the years. But you know what I mean. It is what it is, bro.
To the Iron Bowl at 3:30. There is some noise happening here.
Bama.
That I'd like to read.
I know I picked Oklahoma. Can we just like fuck you, Bama, for making this game just way less interesting?
Yeah.
Like I wish this game was the one for like the college football playoff in the hopes of the upset happening. Then the Oklahoma game, and I was on Oklahoma, bro. But my fault. Keep going.
Auburn linebacker DeMarcus Riddick had a comment about
is that Shirley's boyfriend?
Ryan Williams and Alabama, saying, Ryan Williams, he ain't no big-time player to me. I will not lose to Bama while I'm here.
I fucking love that shit.
Okay, dude. Well, you're going to Tuscaloosa in this is it for you. Game, season, goodbye. And Bama sitting here after the loss as 11.5-point favorites.
Is the money all over them again?
Did we, are we... 53% of the money's on Auburn, 61% of the bets are on
So remember when
Auburn.
I cautioned all of you last week about a public underdog, Indiana? It looked hot to start, but them public underdogs I don't like. But what I do like in this spot
is the double-digit favorite. I don't give a piss about nothing but the
The
Tide.
Tide.
I'll take Bama. This is it. You're not going anywhere. You're not getting into the playoff. It's over. And you're going to, after that sickening, disgusting loss on the road in a game that you had to win.
You want to beat the shit out of somebody.
Doors off of
you want
this
to beat the
Auburn
shit out
team.
of anyone. And who better not to beat the shit out of than your rival?
In the last game of the year.
I feel you.
Alabama by 1 million.
But like, here's the devil's advocate side I have to play though. Like those quotes I read you about last week with the senior night and shit like that. Like I feel like Auburn is a really prideful university. As much as that program's been down, it's a really prideful program. And like you could tell about games last week. Like that's a pride win. Nothing but a pride win.
For sure.
In a rivalry game like this, when it comes to pride, you do think Alabama wants to save face after an embarrassing loss. Is there some people that are like kind of like giving up? Like the buy-in's kind of fading away. Because you remember when Kalen DeBoer took the job, Jalen Milroe had to kind of announce his loyalty and his buy-in to Kalen DeBoer to get a lot of the Bama people that were planning to leave when Nick Saban like retired to stay. When you lose to Vandy, when you lose to Oklahoma, Tennessee, like, you know what I'm saying? Some of that buy-in could go away. And you would think in a spot like this, end of the season, you want to turn it on, get a big win, stay in the marquee bowl game. But I think at this point, especially the college football landscape, if it's college football playoff for bust, bro. Who cares about the fucking Capital One Bowl? That's probably where they would find themselves. I don't know what it is, but something like that. I honestly think the better locker room, the more together locker room, more momentum, probably more pride, more reason to play for something. Guys not worried about the draft. There's probably some guys on the fucking Auburn worried about the draft, but like very little. Like Peyton Thorne's not worried about the draft. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just shit like that. A lot more guys playing their last game with nothing to lose in a romantic setting. Why not go to Tuscaloosa in a place that we could never were historically owned, quote unquote? In a year where they looked so vulnerable. There was every year to not back Alabama. Let's talk from a logic standpoint. Of course it's the year when Nick Saban's gone, the first one.
Right.
I hate the public's on Auburn because if the public wasn't on Auburn, I'd probably be all over them. It's going to take me a little bit to get to the window here. But to me, I think, remember when Bryce Young was playing in this Iron Bowl? I think it was at home, and it was miraculous. They should have lost that game. I'm pretty sure Bama at one point was plus 500, and I took them at one point. I had them like 200 and plus 100. I think I'm going to wait to do the same thing. I don't know if it's going to get that scary, but I think Bama Live is the play here.
Yeah, I'm just going Bama on the spread.
I don't hate it. Don't give a piss, bro.
Big spot.
Don't give a piss, bro. Don't give a piss.
You don't have anything to lose here. It's over. Season's over. Okay? So you get your rival back at home. Goodbye.
Before you end, I'm going to look at a couple.
For what?
I want to see some historical matchups real quick on action. Because I can get the last 5 really quickly. And they obviously alternate back and forth from home away. So we can get like a small sample size real quick.
Yeah. Because
I want to see how bad Auburn is losing away. That's kind of what I want to see. I know they don't win away, but are they getting fucking destroyed?
Well, you had the crazy kind of walk off essentially last year.
At Bama 2022, 49-27. 22.5 point favorites. Bama didn't cover that. At Bama 2020, 42-13. Obviously, you had to cover there. On the other side, when the games were being played at Auburn, 48-45 Auburn, 19. 24-22 Auburn, 2021. I think that was the Bryce Young year I was referencing. 27-24 Auburn, 2023. Like, yeah, I think you back Alabama at home in this
11.5
in this spot. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
And then finally, we got the Battle of Texas. Texas 5.5 point favorites at Kyle Field against Texas A&M.
Did those motherfuckers cover last week? We were calling heavy caution on Texas last week. I don't think they fucking covered. I think they did that weird shit where they don't cover at the end of the game.
It was like, I think it was like 31-14.
Let me.
It was a 21.5, or I think it was 21.
Yeah, it's gonna take me like
21 or 21.5 was the spread in that game.
Take me 1 second.
But you got 77% of the money on A&M, but 55% of the bets on Texas.
31-14. That's such a shameless non-cover. Such a shameless.
Do you see this?
Non-cover.
77% of the money is on A&M, but 55% of the bets are on Texas.
I agree with the people who are betting on A&M. Let's take a look at this A&M spot, right? So A&M's 15th. Can they make the fucking like? I feel like it's like, can you look at the college football playoff odds to make it? I think it's impossible. I just want to make sure it's like legit impossible.
For who? Texas
Yeah,
or A&M?
So they haven't listed
7-10.
So
Not happening.
No. Okay, but the thing that is important here is they have a chance. Like in that locker room,
For sure, they have a chance.
Because it's probably, if I were to look it up, I'll look at while you go to talk. But it's probably a couple teams in the lose. If they beat Texas, it's probably a great start. You know what I'm saying? They probably need 2 more things to go right their way. I don't know exactly. I'll look it up. But when it's a spot like that, when it's like, okay, we just have to win, and mind you, that game is last. It's a little different if they're playing at noon and it's like, all right, but we still need teams to fucking do their job.
Yeah, we're the Saturday night
They
game.
have a chance to watch what they need to happen, even if because I don't think it might be that much because I feel like they have to win first, and it's like hard enough for them to win this game, and they're already plus 200. And thinking in terms of odds, right? Plus 700 line for them to make the playoff. If they win as a plus 200, you assume that drops to maybe 300 or something like that. So it's a couple of results I think they have to go their way. If they get tonight with a chance, bro, I love A&M. I love A&M, and I think you kind of got to do it. Texas bowl game, Kyle Field. This is the last game at Kyle Field this year for sure because if they're plus 700 to make the playoff, they ain't playing at Kyle Field. That place is going to be rocking. When was the last time A&M and Texas played? That place is going to be rocking, bro. I think I'm going to go with A&M. I'm going to let you go and like sort your way through this because I'm going to look at a couple things. I think it's an A&M spot for sure, bro.
Yeah, that makes the most sense. I don't know. I feel like in terms of confidence building,
and
last game of the year.
They still have a chance. So they're going to be playing with – it's not like nothing to lose. Like we have to win the game, bro. And Texas can't afford to lose. Texas loses this game, it doesn't, like obviously seeding, it's fucked. You don't get a bye. You know what I mean? But Texas can't afford to lose this game, bro. Not really, but you know what I'm saying? They can. Like they're not thinking that. I'm not saying they're
You're
thinking
also
that.
looking, though, for Texas, like plus 160 right now to win the SEC. Georgia's minus 145. So Texas is, I mean, they got to keep those hopes of, they're obviously going to get to that game. It's still going to be Texas-Georgia, so it doesn't matter at that point, right?
Texas owns this series bad. Texas leads the series 76-37-5.
Yeah, so just
the last meeting was in 2011, though.
Okay.
Johnny Manziel even didn't commit yet. You know what I'm saying? 27-25 Texas. We had to cover. Let's go. I want to see history game results. Let's see where
it's most likely going to be. We're going to see Georgia and Texas in the SEC championship game. When it's Texas needs this confidence.
Results by location. 51 games have been played at College Station. 25 have been won by Texas, and 22 have been won by Texas A&M. On the flip side, though, because this is where I want to back Texas A&M on this. There's been 58 games played in Austin. Texas has won 46 of those. A&M has won 13. So it's much like the Auburn-Alabama series, I think, when if we do win this game, we win this game at home. In a spot where if we have no chance to make the college football playoff, we need things to go our way, but the first thing we need to do is beat Texas in a rivalry game in the last game at Kyle Field this season. I'm on A&M, bro. I'm on A&M. I'm going to look more into it. I'm pretty sure I'm going to get sold more throughout the week, but as far as Tuesday, 154, I'm on A&M right now. Strong lean. Strong.
I just would say
lean.
for confidence for Texas, when they're most likely going to get Georgia in the SEC championship game, we don't want to end the season, last game of the regular season, with a loss before we get to.
You just pointed out a massive look ahead, though. We have the SEC championship and the fucking college football playoff.
I'm probably going to be on Texas in this game.
I wouldn't
probably
do
5.5. You can take plus 5.5 A&M. I'll take minus 5.5 Texas. You can go there.
I wouldn't do it. I love you, nigga. I wouldn't do it. Fuck.
The last game that needs to be covered.
Money glitch.
Money glitch.
Not Signetti playing the money glitch.
Not Signetti.
No.
Playing the money glitch.
That's it.
Last game of the season for Indiana against Purdue,
Come on.
who simply cannot cover against big teams.
Come on.
We have seen the stats. Notre Dame 66-7, Oregon 35-0, Ohio State 45-0.
Talk to me.
This team, Purdue, cannot cover against the big teams. Okay, oh my goodness, I forgot. Penn State 49-10. That was 28.5 up to 30 before the game.
Right.
We're sitting now at Indiana after a loss to Ohio State at 28.5. Free money glitch to end the year. Free money glitch. I just said it. To end the year. Indiana is minus 28.5 hosting Purdue in the last game of the season.
No, I think you're sharp, bro, because like some people are gonna think, oh, you're just taking Indiana, whatever. But hear me out. Off the loss to Ohio State, it didn't look good. And then they had that win versus Michigan that didn't really look good either. They're in right now without the playoff, like without the loss in playoff standings, they're 5th. Behind them's Notre Dame at 9-1. You assume they're gonna finish off with a win. Then you have Bama, obviously 3 losses. Miami, Ole Miss, 3 losses. Georgia, Tennessee, Boise, SMU, BYU. So, like, they really need a good, emphatic win to lock down the home game. I think if they win the game, they get it regardless. But I think they're talking about it, like, in the locker room as far as, like, complacency. Like, this is where – because, like, you guys are going to comment in the section, like, they're going to get the home game anyway. Yes, motherfucker. But I'm talking from a gambling aspect, what the coaches are saying to the players in the locker room. We can't afford – to let the voters see us win this game by 10 and think we're really dog shit. You know what I'm saying? And then force us to go on the road. They probably wouldn't do it anyway, but that's what you tell your players. I don't think did you send me the Signetti interview when he was like, when we're winning by a lot, I go into the locker room and I'm throwing stuff, I'm freaking out and all this stuff. And when we're getting blown out, I come in really calm. I think this is also a game where they're up 24-0 at half. He comes in off of like a false start and some unspoken like penalties. Like he's probably breaking a clipboard or something, kicking a trash can and shit. Like this is a game I think Signetti's going to really want them to be fucking locked in and win by 50. Just to make a statement so there's no doubt. There's going to be no doubt anyway. But I think for psychologically and just for like the rest of the country to find out, I definitely think this is probably a spot where you can back Indiana and the fade's actually good. Because there was a motherfucker in the comment section. Hindsight Harry, I'm so smart. I didn't bet Purdue, but I'm the smartest guy in the nation. That said we should have took it last week. So whatever. Fuck you.
First
We're taking it again this
it
week.
It was against Michigan State.
Bro, fuck him. We're taking it again this week, bro.
The glitch is against the very good teams. We're talking ranked teams. Notre Dame, Penn State, Oregon, Ohio State, and now we have Indiana.
Bro,
Five
listen,
teams.
Bro,
Five.
I apologize for the Roger Goodell call out. Like I like the chirps, bro. I take the chirps. I like the chirps. If fucking Oklahoma got blown out, like I would have taken all the chirps. It's a system play, bro. It's
exactly right.
You
can't
chirp my system play. That's like 9-1. My system play is like 9-1. You're gonna chirp my system play. It's like 9-1, bro.
And I'm telling you, watch this go to 30.
You
30
waited for the one time this shit like fuck. I hate people like that.
Just
bro.
watch it go up. Watch it go up.
Oh, it's already at 29.5. What is it right now?
28.5.
No,
it's gonna go to 30.
Yeah.
It's gonna be the same thing as Penn State. 49-10. Very, very simple. Free money glitch to end the season. Indiana minus 28.
Absolutely.
That's it.
Absolutely.
That's it.
Great show.
We'll be back.
Friday maybe?
Yeah, probably. Hopefully before the end of the week to get you ready for the Sunday slate to close out this big Thanksgiving, long weekend here. Have a great Turkey Day.
We give y'all a lot on a Monday, Tuesday with the limited resources that FanDuel likes to give us early in the week.
Very true. Very true.
It's very shameless from them.
Have a good Thanksgiving week. Make sure to hit those bets on those 3 games. You got the Bears and the Lions, the Giants and the Cowboys, and the Dolphins and the Packers.
Oh, where you stand?
Eat some turkey. Don't fall asleep before the night game. We'll talk to you soon. All day bets, Alex Jacobs, Manny Ruffin.
See you later. I felt that shit.